I'm going to explain to you the 3 steps to move on from a man, to get over a man, a breakup. I know how painful it is, and I know how long it can go on for. And I know that I spent so much time reading anything I could get my hands on, or any piece of advice that would help me to stop the pain. And that's the first step. The first step is to stop trying to get over him, to stop trying to get rid of the pain. You see, that, ironically, the trying to get over it, is what's keeping you stuck. What you want to do instead is feel. There's so much feeling that will be going on inside there. Feelings of sadness, anger, shame, grief, jealousy, whatever. There'll be lots of feelings going on in there. And when we're trying to get over him, it's usually because we're trying to move away from, distract ourselves from, squash down the feelings. And actually, until those feelings get airtime, get heard, get the opportunity to move on themselves, you're going to stay stuck. And that's what happens with feelings. When we feel them, they just morph. So it's about letting the feelings move through you. So that's the first step, is to stop and feel. And the second step is to stop talking about him and the situation, the relationship. Just stop. It's like a rabbit hole that we go down when we start to go over what happened, what he said, what you said, if only he'd said something different, what it could have been like in the future, what your dreams were, what might happen now with him. All of that stuff is like falling down a rabbit hole, which is really hard to get out of. And it's another way to stay stuck, is to keep talking about it. And I know that that can be really hard. But if you can just catch yourself, even for 30 seconds, catch yourself for 30 seconds not thinking about it. So you want to, oh my God, I'm thinking about him again and I'm going over it all again. And pour love on that. Don't beat yourself up for it. And even if you can spend 30 seconds cuddling your dog, I've got my dog down here, cuddling your dog, going and emptying out a drawer, emptying the dishwasher, and absorbing yourself doing that, being incredibly present with it, even if it's just for 30 seconds, that is going to really help. Just in that 30 seconds, you're going to move a little bit out of stuckness. So every time you can catch yourself thinking about him and the situation and go and do something, absorbing, reading a book, get a great novel and start absorbing yourself in it. You can spend 30 seconds, you'll soon be spending 2 minutes, you'll soon be spending 5 minutes, and so on. And each time you absorb yourself in something, you're releasing the stuckness a little bit, allowing the moving on to happen. And the third step is to go and date. And I know that's the last thing you want to do. And I can remember hearing people telling me, you're not ready to date. You need to get over this guy first before you can be ready for dating. And it depends on how you look at dating. And if you reframe dating, so one way of looking at dating is it's a way of meeting somebody to have your happy ever after. Okay, so every date you go on, is he the one? Is he going to be the one I'm going to spend the rest of my life with? No, he's not. Okay, move on, go on out with the next guy. So that's one way of looking at dating, and of course that's going to feel like, I don't want to do that, I'm not ready for considering, starting a relationship with somebody else. Now, if you look at dating as a way of healing, of moving on, then it changes the whole view you have of dating. What if every date you went on was actually a healing experience for you, just like going and listening to the most amazing motivational speaker that just makes you feel wonderful, and something shifts inside you and you start to feel that little bit of moving on going on. Well, a date can do that just as powerfully. Rory Ray, the amazing Rory Ray, and if you don't follow her, then do. She talks about dating as free therapy, and I wholeheartedly believe that from my own experience and from my clients' experience. When we're dating, so much happens. We get to experience what our boundaries are like. We get to experience really firming up our boundaries. We get to find out and experience lots of different guys, especially if we're open to being curious, because we're not looking, this way of looking at dating is we're not thinking about dating men that are going to be potentially our happy ever after men. We're dating to heal. We're dating as therapy. So going out and experiencing lots of different types of guys we would never have dated before, it's really informative and really can be transformational. And as well as we get to notice, so we get to notice our boundaries and how it feels for us on these dates with these men. We get to experiment and try different things. You know, there's so many tools that you can learn around communicating with men, being around men, being yourself with men. There's so many tools around that, and you can get to practice them out with men on dates. I'm just talking about coffee dates. And what happens is this keeps you moving forward. Going on dates keeps you moving forward. When you take that time out to heal, you know that bit I talked about before, you know, you're not ready to date, I'm not ready for meeting another guy. What happens when you do stop dating? You're still at the same place as you were before. If you date your way through the moving on, the healing, then when you're ready to be open to a relationship, you will have grown so much, you will become so much more relationship ready than you even were before. It's quite a shift in thinking, but it's really, really powerful and really good. And if you want to find out more, then you can, come talk to me. But download my free ebook. I've got the link below, and subscribe to my channel, where I'll keep producing these videos. Love you.